Today I went out and bought a fragrance at the chemist, which is Mont Blanc Legend Red. I have already opened it, I have already tested it, and I'll let you know what I think in a minute, but no one's really talking about Legend Red. I'm sure there's a reason for it, which I'll get into. Long story short, I think it's because they either don't like it and it's not that good, or it's underrated, or they just haven't heard of it, okay? So the chemist near my house doesn't really have much options to choose from. They just got a new catalogue in, so they just got a bunch of new different fragrances. I really wanted the original Legend instead of Legend Red, so I can't really compare this to the original Legend because I haven't smelt the original Legend, but I have smelt Legend Spirit, and I do like Legend Spirit. It's really fresh, kind of a little bit aquatic, like shower gel vibes going on with Legend Spirit. But yeah, the performance is really bad with that. This is a little bit different than Legend Spirit from what I can smell. It smells a little bit different on test strip than it does with skin. And the main problem I have with this is I can't figure out what exactly it smells like because the performance is too weak. I have this issue where I spray it on my skin. Alright, that's the bottle by the way. I spray it on my skin and then the smell is not very strong enough to kind of pick out the notes, and basically, yeah, it's not a very good performing fragrance, but it was pretty cheap and I had to go with the small bottle because I don't want to keep buying big bottles of like mediocre average fragrances anyway. However, it is nice. Basically my first impressions for this, it smells like red fruits. It smells like red fruits in the opening, and then what we get after the opening is more like this cat's wild. Okay, yeah, it smells like red fruits in the opening, and then as it dries down, it starts to smell a little bit like Coach Platinum with a little bit of wood. There's a lot of wood in here. There's a lot of fruitiness. There's a lot of it even smells like vanilla, but I did look at the notes and apparently it's just tonka, not vanilla. Yeah, okay. So it's got that woody, fruity, vanilla smell, sorry. And there's a scratchiness to it that I was sure was like black pepper or sandalwood or ambroxan. But that scratchiness, like you usually get that from sandalwood, black pepper, and even Dior Sauvage has that scratchy kind of smell. To me, I do think this is like Coach Platinum or Dior Sauvage with a little bit of red fruity opening going on there, but it leans more towards Coach Platinum than Dior Sauvage. So to me, this is like yeah, if Dior Sauvage had vanilla and red fruit, or if Coach Platinum had red fruit opening, then it would be Mont Blanc Legend Red. But ironically, there is actually no red fruits in here. It is blood orange, grapefruit, and the rest are just like spices, wood, yeah, spices and wood and tonka. It's not really that complex of a fragrance, but it's not your typical generic fragrance that you would find, okay, that makes sense. So it is unique in its own way because, I mean, it obviously does have that clone aspect of like Coach Platinum and Dior Sauvage, but it's completely different because it's got that red fruity smell as its own fragrance without comparing it to anything else. Fruity, vanilla, wood with some scratchiness to it that doesn't perform very well. It's not a very strong scent. It does smell great. So I would probably overspray this. If I had to wear this, I'm gonna overspray it like a lot just so you can actually get the best performance out of it. But to me, I don't regret buying it, surprisingly. I actually like it enough to wear it, whereas some of the other fragrances I bought, I probably wouldn't wear them. This one seems like something I would actually wear just because I love Coach Platinum so much, and I would rather wear this over Dior Sauvage just because Dior Sauvage is played out now and everyone's wearing Dior Sauvage. And I do like Dior Sauvage, but you might want something a little different, you know, just smell a little bit more unique than Dior Sauvage. Then you've got Mont Blanc Legend Red, which is like a red fruity, sweet, vanilla-y take on Dior Sauvage, right? So at least that's what I can smell in my skin chemistry, I should say. So I don't actually know 100% what this actually smells like. So It's very tough because the performance isn't strong enough to really tell like 100%. But on my skin, that's what my skin chemistry gets when it mixes with my skin, okay? So maybe for you it's different. I know on paper it smelled way different on paper. On paper it was more fresh and fruity, and I didn't get as much of the Sauvage or Coach Platinum kind of vibes on paper. But I don't really know what else you want to know about this. I will just go through the notes quickly for you on my computer. So the notes are blood orange, grapefruit, cardamom, cedarwood, juniper berry, clary sage, mahogany, atlas, cedar, and tonka bean. So I'm assuming the mahogany here is where you're getting that woody scratchiness, almost like a sandalwood kind of vibe. Now I've never actually smelt mahogany wood, but I can say I know what sandalwood smells like, and yeah, if it's anything like sandalwood, then that would make complete sense. It's not bad. I do think it's a little bit slept on. Like, I'm still wondering why no one's talking about this, because the original Legend gets a lot of love. Legend Spirit gets a lot of love, even though I would say Legend Spirit is a better wear than this. I think this is more like a fall winter scent, whereas Legend Spirit's like a spring summer, and this is like your cold weather option. But then they've got Legend Night anyway. Like Mont Blanc Legend Night seems to be their winter scent, their cold weather scent. So I don't see where red falls into their what's the word, their demographic or weather. I don't know what season is this made for. Like, what's it marketed towards, right? Like, what season would you release a fragrance like this? You have your obvious scents that are like summer, spring. This is an all-rounder scent, by the way, so it can be worn all year: spring, winter, summer, you name it. And in its own way, if you look at like a fragrance like Ralph Lauren Polo Red, it's got that red smell as well, but if you looked at the notes of Polo Red, you would see cranberry, okay? So this smells red without having anything actually red in there besides blood orange. To me, it does not smell like blood orange to me. Like, I know what blood orange smells like, and it's not that, but this is still really solid scent with minus the performance. If the performance of this was better, I would like it. For an EDP, it's not strong enough for an EDP, honestly. But then again, I haven't had a full wearing of this. It's still basically first impression video. I need to like spray it on my clothes, but I've got Bleu de Chanel on my clothes right now, so I haven't actually given it like a full day's worth of wearing or a full spray, only on skin and paper. So what I'll do is I might try this out a few times, give this a proper wear. In the future, if I like it, then I might come back to it and let you know how it actually performs, like in a future video. But for now, if you are looking for a cheap scent to buy, there's still better fragrances than this, but this ain't the worst one. Like, this is not one of the bad ones for a cheap scent, honestly. Like, I mean, you do get your money's worth here, and I mean, I quite enjoy the scent, but I can't really think of too much bad things to say about it, because overall it's kind of pleasant to smell. Just the performance is very, very weak. I don't know if you're really into red fruity smell fragrances, or if you've tried the original Legend, maybe you can say it's like you have something else to compare it with. See, I can't compare it with the original Legend, and that's why I gotta try the original so I can compare all these flankers. I will probably go to like a better fragrance store sometime in the future, and I'll get some really good fragrances. These are just cheap ones just around the corner store, and you know, I'm sure you don't want to see reviews on fragrances like this. You probably want me to review some niche, good quality fragrances, so you know if the niche is worth buying, because anyone could just go down to like the chemist or the pharmacist, and get something cheap like this. So yeah, I mean, sorry I can't put out better videos right now. I'm just trying to keep uploading as much as I can, and these videos are expensive to make, so cheap fragrances just made sense for a video like this. Just buy something cheap, just so I can give you some more videos and recommendations, right? And just something to add to my collection here. I do like Mont Blanc. I do think the Mont Blanc put out nice fragrances. Not always, but most of the time their fragrances are pretty solid. Like Ultra Blue is not the best, and I've heard Individual is not the best, but they're not the worst either. So really good scent. Delicious. Peace.